Hey y'all, it's Crystal from Triple C Creations Crafting coming to you from the North Georgia mountains. And I have another card tutorial using scraps. These are some more of my scraps. This is almost it, y'all. This is the last bigger pieces I have of my Spring Fling paper pad. That 6x6 paper pad that I have made. This is like 4 or 5 videos I've made. And so what I did last time was I made using my flags. I made some cards using my flags. I'll link that video. I'll also link the video where I chopped up the paper pad and the original cards that I made. Like I said, this is video 4 or 5 using this paper pad. So I had some strips that were just less than 2 inches because this was a 6x6 paper pad. And I had originally cut everything into card front. So I cut a 4-inch strip, and that left me with about 2 inches on the side. And so I took all those and I cut them up. These are just shy of 1 inch. They are, I believe, 15/16. So if you want to get into the math, but they are all the same. It really wouldn't have to all be the same. Actually, the first card I made, they are not all the same. And I'll show you that. So this is from some of my flags that I had left over, some longer ones. And if you notice, these are not all the same width. And I kind of did this purposely. I did these all the way up against each other because I knew they were not all the same width. And so I couldn't do any kind of leaving spacing since they weren't the same. Or I didn't feel like I could. Also notice on this one, I had like 2 of these little rubber boots left on a piece, and I just stuck those in on top. I had 1 little snail left. So these were some strips that were in this paper pad, and I just added that. I can't get rid of those. Those are just so cute. And this is one of the cutter parts, and then a piece of greenery. This was white, and I colored it in green. So I'm going to do something similar to this. This was, like I said, this does not have any space in between, but these were all different spaces. Now, what I'm going to make now is this type card front. Now, this does have, I left a little bit of space in between these. And I did that. I felt like I could do that with this one because all my strips are the same width. So I have made 2 of these. Okay. And then, so I've got those strips. Now, where I've already made some of these, I've still got my leftovers here because as I get down to little bitty pieces, like here and here, it's not going to take very big pieces. So I can use those. I'm going to keep using those. I am going to have a long piece to start with. And I'm going to go with, let's go with this butterfly one. It don't matter. And I'm going to start at the corner, and I'm going to run it all the way to the other corner and get the most bang for my buck here. Run it from one to the other. Now this does have direction to it, so watch for that if you have some paper that has direction. And you do not have to leave any border on any of these cards. I just think it's nice. You can also, instead of going straight onto your card front, you can actually have a panel on front and use that. And then it's easier to use if you want to use your paper trimmer. Let your glue dry really good first. I'm kind of, I don't really have patience to let my glue dry, so I'm bad to trim it beforehand. And I just like to go straight on my card front. And I have a lot of these card fronts. This is kind of a sandy pink colored. I bought a whole bunch of paper at Walmart that was it was cardstock card pads. Some of them were 12 by 12, some were 8 by 11 or 8 by 12, I don't remember what. But like they were $1 a piece, and the corner was messed up or something. But I paid like $1 a piece, and what I did is I come home and I just cut them all into card bases. So they have a bunch of these card bases. And so I like this color showing through, and I like that it's a light color. I don't have to worry about adding, it's not so dark that I have to add a piece of paper on the inside. So I'm starting out with a diagonal like this, and then the rest, I am going to lay diagonal this way. So I'm just going to kind of plan it out, put a little glue up. I'm going to have more glue than I need, I know, and I will cut it off later. Not worrying about cutting anything right now. I am going to go to that corner though. This is art glitter glue, so you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room with it. Kind of do want to get it straight. Kind of shove it a little bit either way to get it straight there. I'm going to go over to my little paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut this off flat. so that then I can use that. I think that, oh, not quite long enough there, but I can use it right here. It's okay. And, you know, I've started to say I may get my orientation messed up here on camera, but it's okay. If it dries, if I got glue in the wrong place, it'll dry. I'm doing this on my large silicone mat too, so I'm not worried about getting glue on it. It'll come up later. All right, I got one piece here. I'm gonna look at my scraps. Perfect. Works out nice. A little piece showing, but I'm not gonna worry about that. I notice I say that a lot. I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, so coming over here now, I can take all of these, continue in this direction, which is what I did before. So I just kept going all this direction. You can also switch, and you can start doing these in this direction if you want. Let's see. I think I do want to do at least one more this direction, and then I might do that this time. I've never been one for card sketches. I like to look at cards and get ideas. But as far as like cutting things, I have to cut things to a certain size. I don't like that. So I don't quilt. Is I like to be able to kind of cut as I go and figure it out as I go. So I'm going to turn this one this time. And this is a great use of scraps. Now mine were all from the same card pack. They do not have to be from the same card pack. Let's use this strip right here. And y'all, I keep saying this, but I love this paper, and just when I think I have like used everything up, notice I'm still picking at these little scraps. Just when I think I've used everything up, I will make another card. I'll find some more pieces and I'll make another card. But these are so pretty. And I still have cut aparts. I have a pile of cut aparts. Some of these are cut aparts from this, or just different embellishments that I think will match it. All right, so now I'm going to work my way up here. Let's see, can't use that. I can use that in a little bit. Oh, I haven't used any of the straps. It's going to be just a touch. You know, I'm going to do it. And then even if I use my paper cutter and I trim off a little bit of this, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Yeah, see, that piece isn't quite long enough. So at the end, I'm just going to take my paper trimmer, make sure this is my open side. Yeah. And I will. And sometimes that works good anyways. Because when I'm trimming these up, sometimes I'll get a little off and I'll have to just use my paper cutter and straighten it up anyways. Will this fit? Will this fit? Yes, it will. I like when it works out like that. It's kind of like a puzzle. There we go. And so it's all filled up. I'm going to flip this over. It's my silicone mat, and I'm going to get glue on my scissors, but that's okay. I'm gonna trim this up. I know I said I'm gonna use my paper cutter, but just to start with, I'm gonna go ahead and trim it up. And all my little pieces, not, like, especially that one, those are long enough. Y'all, I just keep getting cards out of this paper. This is now 4 of these card fronts I have made. And oops, now this is the side with the fold, so be careful, don't get too close here. So this might be, if you're not real good with scissors, might be where you want to use a card front and then glue that card front out. So I'm just turn those glue side down and see how this is. That is my spine. I want to get a little bit closer there. There we go. And there's my spine. You don't notice it there. Here, remember I had that little piece that was off. I'm just going to stick it into my little paper cutter. I actually have my guard off right now because I was cutting those small strips. Careful, don't get my finger in there. I do like that I can take the guard on this this paper trimmer off and on pretty easy. And there we go. So there's 4 of these card fronts. Now, let's go ahead and embellish one. I have a lot of these hellos that are from a 12 by 12 sheet, and I've fussy cut a lot of these out. So I have a lot of these hellos. They're in teals and greens and things, and I think they match this paper pad really well. Like I said, I also have some cut aparts that are from this paper pad. I did a little, in the other one, I did a little frame I had around it. I don't have any more of those brown frames cut. I do have, I could layer that. Well, that just says hello too. And then that has a little butterfly on it, so we could add a little butterfly. How about that? I'm not going to do any dimensionals on this, but this is actually a frame, and the heart is meant to be to take it out. But I never took it out of the frame, so I just used the inside then as its own little embellishment. And let me find a butterfly. I love butterflies. Oh, I actually have this snail too. I'm not sure if this is, I think it's from the same paper pad, and I punched it out. I was thinking of butterfly. I always have lots of butterfly embellishments. How about, oh, I like that one. It's not from the same paper pad necessarily, but it is from a coordinating paper. And I layered it up and glued it and kind of made it to where it can be 3D. So I love that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm probably going to make, y'all, I might get 2 more cards out of this. I don't know. I'll let you know. I will put pictures of all the final cards at the end, and we'll see how many I made. Right now I've got 4 card fronts, and I know at least I'm going to get 5, maybe 6. We'll see. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'm almost to that 500 mark, which I would really love to get. My subscribers have really increased in the last month since I've got back to making videos. But I really enjoy this. Thanks, guys. See you later. All right, so let's see the final cards. Now, this was the original one. This is where I did not leave any openings. I'd added just a couple of rain boots and a snail there, not even part of the flags. And these were all different widths, so you could do it with different widths. Then this is one that I was making on camera where I left a little bit in between, layered up some embellishments there. So I have this one. This one I used an embellishment that I had already made with coordinating paper and one of the cut aparts from the paper pad. So I already had that embellishment made. I made this one. And on this one, I added a little bit. I had this border from a border punch, so I just layered it on top of one of the strips. So I thought that really added to it, gave it something different. Similar thing done here. Just a couple of hearts. I layered them to where it's kind of 3D. Threw in another pair of rain boots. The sentiment here, I actually kind of blended it in. I left a little bit of a border around it where you could see that stripe, but I didn't really make it an embellishment, so I thought it was different. And then I had to go a little bit different. I was just trying to use up, I didn't know if I had enough long pieces to do a card like this, and I did something completely different and did some flags, but I did up and down flags. And this is actually a strip of washi tape that I put on white cardstock, because washi tape again is really thin, and so you'd see right through it. So I layered it on cardstock and used it to join those 2 layers of flags. And except for a few odd flags that I have, and I still have some cut aparts, this paper pad is done. So I hope you enjoyed this.